Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Chelsea have defeated Djurgarden 1-0 on the night and a 5-1 on aggregate as they qualify for the finals of the Conference League. So let's go ahead and talk about this game. I mean, it was expected that Chelsea were going to win. I went for a 4-0 win tonight. I thought that it was going to be an easy game for Chelsea, which it was. They won the game just 1-0 because they really did not convert their chances. I mean, they were in complete control throughout the game. Djurgården, if I may say so, I mean, they were no match for Chelsea over the two legs. And it's not surprise as, a surprise for anybody that Djurgården were not really able to compete with Chelsea. I mean, no disrespect to them as a football club, but you are talking about Chelsea, one of the biggest clubs in the world. I mean, the difference in the between the players, it was quite evident. But I think tonight they were much better as compared to the first leg. The goalkeeper made some terrific saves. The defense was much more, much more active as compared to last week, if I may say so. I think it felt like they knew that they are out of the tournament, and they played with like there was no fucks given attitude. They played in that sort of an attitude, and I think that really helped them. They had no fear. They played with a lot of freedom as compared to last week. I think because I felt like last week they had an inkling, like they thought that they can go and qualify for the next round, and they were quite reserved. I think that was the problem for them last week as well. I mean, they were the home side, and if they would have gone out and played without fear, I think that would have been much more difficult for Chelsea as to what they did last week. And we saw today the way that they played. I mean, they were much more fearless. They created more chances. Chelsea, there were 3 or 4 chances where the goalkeeper had to make crucial saves, and they came close when the Chelsea defenders had to really step up to make sure that they don't concede. So that it just shows, like, when you play with no fear, you go out and you have fun. It can turn out to be a big problem for the opposition, which Chelsea, despite Chelsea created so many chances. They had about 70% possession, and it was one of those days where the ball refused to go into the back of the net, whether it was for Djurgården, whether it was for Chelsea. I agree, like, most of the chances were from both of the sides were like half-hearted attempts, but still the chances that were that were really good chances, they still did not end up in the back of the net, and the game remained 1-0. And the Chelsea win. And I mean, it was an easy night for Chelsea. Nothing really fancy, nothing really special. They really did not, I mean, forget about, it felt like they did not even go out of the first gear, and they did not even enter the first gear as well. Like, it was such an easy night for Chelsea. They just relaxed even before scoring that first goal, because they had such a big advantage, because they knew like Djurgården had to do all the hard work. So Chelsea were really relaxed. You could just see on the faces of the players as well. They were quite relaxed. They enjoyed the game as well. They created chances. Like, it felt like Chelsea were trying to all the players were trying to outscore each other, that who can score more goals. It was that sort of an environment. But unfortunately for them, like, about from Dewsbury Hall, nobody was able to get on the score sheet. I don't think Chelsea fans or the players are really gonna care who scored the goal or with how much margin they won the game, and they because they had already qualified, in my opinion, after the first leg, and now they are in the final. They are going to play Real Betis. I mean, Betis had a different sort of a semi-final as compared to Chelsea. Chelsea has had an easy ride. Betis on the other hand, I mean, I said it last week as well, and I said it in today's before prediction as well, that I said Real Betis versus Fiorentina was going to be the game of the night. It was the game of the night last weekend, and it was the game of the night tonight as well. But for Chelsea, it was very easy, very I understand. I don't want to be so. I don't want to be disrespectful to Djurgården, but as I said, they were not a really match for Chelsea, and I think Chelsea got the easy ride as compared to Betis for the final. I think their route was quite easy, and of course in the semi-final as well. I mean, it was an easy job for Chelsea to go through. But again, I keep on saying this: even if you are playing against a team who a lot of people consider it to be easy, and and everybody expects you to win, you still need to go there. You need to go and get the job done, which unfortunately for Chelsea they were able to do over the 2 legs. I mean, as I say, in my opinion, the tie was done after the first leg, but still Chelsea had to play tonight, and they need to make sure there is not a miraculous story from Djurgården, and they made sure that they ended up the game and they finished the game, and they won the game tonight as well. They won both the legs, and tonight, as I said, they were just not able to convert those chances. I felt like they were the home side and they were going to score more goals tonight, but they were not really able to. But as I said, it's not going to matter. Now the concentration is going to be on the final, but before that, Chelsea now, another concentration is going to be on those Champions League places. I mean, the last 3 games of the season are approaching, and about us. About like 6 teams are fighting for those Champions League places, from 2nd place Arsenal to 7th place Aston Villa. I mean, just a 7-point difference between all of them. You have Arsenal, you have Chelsea, Manchester City, and Newcastle, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, all of them fighting for those Champions League places. So it is getting really interesting. I think the end of the season is for Chelsea is going to be quite interesting. They could end up finishing 2nd, or they could be end up finishing 7th as well. So now the concentration is going to be there. But for tonight, I think they would be really happy that they have gotten the job done. Djurgården, on the other hand, I mean, they should be really proud of themselves. I mean, to come to the European semi-final for the first time in their history, and the way that they have played. I mean, they have been fearless throughout the tournament. It has been such an amazing story, for the club to play against such big teams and to defeat them. I mean, playing in the round of 16, playing in the quarterfinals, and then playing semi-final against Chelsea. I mean, so many of the players that played tonight at Stamford Bridge would have never really dreamed that they were going to play at Stamford Bridge, and they were going to play a European semi-final at Stamford Bridge. So for them to go out and play at such a at such a big stadium, of course they are going to be really happy about it. And as I said, for the club, it's a historical moment. They come so far in the competition, and unfortunately were just not really able to get the job done when it came to the semi-finals. But amazing achievement for Djurgården, and they should be really proud, and they should hope that it could be a sort of a learning curve for them, that they can learn from this and they can get better, and next year when they are in the tournament, they perform much better as compared to what they have done this year. But tonight it was no day night, and they stay in the competition comes to an end. So congratulations to Chelsea. They await the final with Real Betis in a couple of weeks, and commiserations to Djurgården. They were a really interesting team, but their run ends at the semi-final stage. That is from me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Chelsea's performance, and do you think Chelsea are the favorites to win the Conference League, or do you think Betis are going to surprise them up? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the season, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.